If you walked down a city block in the early 1890s, the modern electrical grid did not exist. Power meant steam and coal, while light came from flickering gas lamps. Electricity was a dangerous, highly localized novelty, mostly confined to the mansions of the ultra-wealthy who could afford their own private generators. Then came the planners of the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. They proposed something completely foreign to the 19th century public, an entire temporary metropolis dubbed the White City, bathed in brilliant, continuous electric light. The scale of the exposition covered nearly 700 acres. Pushing an electrical current across a footprint that massive to run thousands of lights at once had never been successfully achieved. The fair immediately became a high-stakes, highly public laboratory. Whoever managed to light up Chicago would win the mandate to string the wires that would power the rest of the globe. The immediate frontrunner was Thomas Edison. His company backed direct current, or DC power, which was the established industry standard at the time. This diagram illustrates the core physical flaw of direct current: distance. DC pushes electrical current in a single, continuous direction at a low voltage. Because of resistance in the wires, the energy quickly dissipates and the line fizzles out within about a mile of the source. Looking at a wider view on this map, you can see the logistical nightmare this creates. To keep a whole city lit with DC, you have to build a separate power generation plant block by block, blanketing the urban grid with expensive coal-burning stations. George Westinghouse and his chief engineer, Nikola Tesla, recognized this bottleneck and brought forward a rival architecture. Their solution was alternating current, or AC. Instead of pushing power straight forward, an AC system rapidly reverses the direction of the electric charge back and forth. This animation compares the two systems side by side. The AC line travels unbroken over vast distances. Because the current alternates, it can easily flow through transformers that step up the voltage for long-distance travel and step it back down safely before it reaches a home, losing almost zero energy along the way. The battle lines were drawn. Winning the massive Chicago World's Fair contract would finally provide the scientific evidence needed to prove which physical model actually worked at scale. Westinghouse secured the contract by severely underbidding Thomas Edison's newly formed conglomerate, General Electric. General Electric immediately retaliated in court. They successfully secured a legal injunction that completely barred Westinghouse from using Edison's patented incandescent light bulb design. With the opening day rapidly approaching, Westinghouse was legally bound to illuminate hundreds of acres, but prohibited from using the standard hardware required to actually emit the light. This technical illustration shows the workaround. On the left is the patented Edison bulb, a single sealed piece of blown glass. On the right is the rapid prototype Westinghouse engineers designed to bypass the patent, a two-piece design with a glass stopper wedged tightly into the base to seal the vacuum. Westinghouse now had to manufacture hundreds of thousands of these completely untested stopper bulbs from scratch, alongside the massive AC generators required to power them in a matter of months. This intense sprint of manufacturing proved that technical agility could successfully outmaneuver corporate attempts to suppress competition through patent law. Pacing slows down, expectant. On May 1, 1893, crowds packed the fairgrounds as President Grover Cleveland approached a gold telegraph key wired directly to the new AC system. He pressed the key, closing the circuit. Instantly, rivers of alternating currents surged out from the central machinery hall along miles of hidden wiring. Hundreds of thousands of light bulbs snapped to life simultaneously. Massive neoclassical facades and sprawling waterways were perfectly illuminated against the night sky, shocking a public who had largely never seen a single electric bulb. Behind the scenes, the massive alternating current generators maintained a steady 60 cycles per second. They bore the immense electrical load flawlessly, without shorting out or failing. That single evening effectively ended the War of the Currents. The flawless execution provided undeniable proof that alternating current was the superior method for distributing power. Investors and civic leaders left Chicago with a clear technical consensus. Alternating current was safe, highly efficient, and capable of infinite scaling. The market reacted immediately. General Electric realized they were backing obsolete technology and quietly abandoned Edison's direct current models, adopting AC systems just to stay competitive. This diagram visualizes the new business model that emerged. Instead of a small generator on every block, companies could build one massive centralized power plant near a waterfall and reliably push that power to consumers hundreds of miles away. Continuing on this map, you can watch those localized grids expand and merge over the following decades. They eventually form the dense, interlocking continental networks that dictate how electricity moves today. When measurable efficiency goes head-to-head with entrenched corporate monopolies, the superior physical science eventually forces the market to adapt. Every time you plug a device into a wall, the architecture delivering that charge traces straight back to the intense engineering rivalry and extreme deadlines of the 1893 Chicago World's Fair.